Mr. Platinum Man 1989 here, and I'm not wearing a shirt because it's like fucking hot in my house. And in my apartment, if you want an air conditioner, you have to pay like $120 extra. So fuck that shit, I'd rather be naked all day. Even though I'm not naked, I'll try to keep my nipples off screen. Mr. fucking Kennedy is gone from WWE, which was a fucking shocker. Now I know that he was injured again during last Monday's Raw, but I didn't think they was gonna fucking release him. That was so unexpected. Now, but when you think about it, not only does he keep injuring himself, didn't he injure John Cena and took him off of television for a couple of months on his first match back? So, I don't know. But the point is, people are talking now, Ken Kennedy to TNA, and I believe he has been in TNA in the past. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that would be great if he just finds a way to stay injury free. I don't know what happens that he keeps getting injured. Some people think that he's not all that great. I like his promo skills, and he looks great for a wrestler. He's not some stupid slob like Manu that doesn't even look like a serious competitor. But Ken Kennedy has this great fucking look. So I really hope he finds his way to TNA down the road. But yeah, so let me just talk about the whole week in wrestling as fast as possible. Samoa Joe believes he injured some fingers, fractured them, but he says that he doesn't think he'll take time off of it. But he hasn't got it examined or nothing, but I think he's just going to work through it. Now, this could be a problem because TNA has started their new taping schedules, which means that what they do now is film all the build-up to Slammiversary in 1 week. And they did it last week. And then 4 weeks from now will be the pay-per-view. So what if all these episodes of Impact, they've been building up Samoa Joe playing a big role, and then they have to pull him out the card. Hey, it happens. I, for one, kind of like when certain people get injured last second and are pulled from the card because it gives others opportunities. And it's interesting to see how they adjust. For example, Sacrifice 2008, when Kurt Angle got injured in Korea, I believe he was wrestling, and they put Kaz in the main event. That really gave him a fucking hell of a push to win the Terror Dome and then also go on to get a title shot in the main event. So that's great. Now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with Joe, but I don't think he's going to miss time. Now, Slammiversary, it has been announced. It is fucking confirmed. They're going to blow the fucking roof on, when is it, June 21st? There's going to be an X Division King of the Mountain match as well as the regular King of the Mountain match. Now, this is what people have wanted. This is what people wanted last year. Because when they gave that King of the Mountain match away on free TV, people were saying that they liked it and enjoyed it better than the actual King of the Mountain match itself. Now, I thought it would be a problem to put the King of the Mountain match with the X Division stars because a lot of people are going to like it better than the main event with the heavyweights, and it might take away from that. But I did want to see it, and now we have it. So far, all that is confirmed is Suicide, but I expect the Motor City Machine Guns to be there probably, as well as Christopher Daniels. Wait a minute, Daniels is starting something with Shane Douglas, so maybe Daniels won't be in it. Either way, I expect it to be a hell of a fucking match. And according to TNAWrestling.com, it looks like the King of the Mountain will in fact only have 5 competitors instead of 7, like I thought. And I think those are already great people confirmed. AJ Styles hasn't been in one since 2007, and when he was in it in 2007, he was Christian Cage's lackey, so he played a different role in the match. Most of the time it was just helping Christian Cage and stuff like that. But now, since he's been getting that push ever since he broke up with Tomko, it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. Now, he will be my choice to win because of the way they've been pushing him, but he's the Legends champion right now, and I don't think they're going to have him hold 2 titles. So, let's see. I believe Samoa Joe's going to be there as well. And Samoa Joe's title reign will come out of nowhere if he was to win it. So I don't think it's going to be him either. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see what the other competitors. Now, this last week of Impact, this last episode, we saw the return of Raven, Shane Douglas, and the debut of Victoria. Now, I for one missed most of the WWE days where I don't know much about Victoria. I don't know. I just know that she's pretty over with people. So it's gonna be great to get a first impression from her here in TNA. So far, she looks great, and that finisher looked fucking crazy. Even my niece that was watching TNA with me knew what it was called. I forgot now, but I really was impressed with that. And she looks like she's comfortable. And the way TNA brought her in, they made her a serious competitor already. You know, Shane Douglas is a little weird to me. A little weird. I'm glad that they didn't mess up that amazing main event, that great main event match, by having his run in during the match. They had it afterwards. So I clap it up for TNA on doing that. But it was still weird. I don't know. Something was weird about it. I guess when I heard that Shane Douglas was coming back, I just thought of him as a backstage interviewer. I didn't expect him to play a role like that into storyline and wrestle again. I've heard that he's really, really fucked up when it comes to pain and stuff, so I was confused. Now, Raven, I didn't expect him to come back in the midst of that whole Steven Richards and Abyss storyline, which I think is great. I'm glad that he came back in there, because him and Stevie Richards obviously have a past in ECW, so they obviously have a relationship there. And Raven and Abyss have a fucking history as well. And guess what? Raven looks fucking great. His hair is long again. He looks to be in better shape. His face doesn't look so dirty like it used to, which made him look older and bummier. So he looks really great. He looks to be excited to be back in TNA, and I'm excited to see him back as well. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Now, for the rest of Impact, sorry, I'm horrible saying that word. I like the whole Jeff Jarrett versus Eric Young match. My only problem with it was after the match when Eric Young turned heel, which most of us were expecting. I'm happy, I'm glad that he did. And it's good that he got a reaction from the crowd, because he was one of the most over faces. So it's good to see this transition of him becoming more of a serious competitor. I'm a big fan of Eric Young. My thing was, as soon as he turned heel, he started to play the heel off a little bit bad at first, but then it improved. He put a face like... When he did that, I lost all seriousness. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna take you seriously. That looked kind of cheesy, actually. He was like... Instead of just looking like... and just like looking around. But then he gave us that when he was walking away from the ring, and then he actually smiled a little bit. So... at first, I don't like his face, and then I did. The Suicide versus Amazing Red match was great as well. They're really putting Amazing Red over, which is great. He's a homegrown talent, and he probably never thought he'd be in this position after that injury that he had. My favorite part was when Suicide did that crazy fucking move that just looked like a German suplex to his neck. It's hard to explain. And these guys are like, oh, he's done. You know how Don West always says, and it's just a pin. But he kicked down. They was like, what? At the same time, it was great commentary all around. And Don West has improved. And if you hate Don West, you have to admit that he has really, really, really improved. It's with this new half heel, half face type persona. Now, other news from Impact. They announced next week in a qualifier match will be Kevin Nash versus Samoa Joe in Lethal Lockdown Rules match, which I just found funny. They don't need to do that. They don't need to make it under that environment. But it will be the third match between these guys one-on-one, so it works. I just find that funny on free TV. They better give it enough time for it to actually feel important, and I want to see these guys go again. So that's great. I expect Joe to go over. They keep emphasizing on AJ not being a champion in about 4 years. And same thing with Daniels never being a world champion. So that looks and points to future title reigns. The whole Beer Money segment was great. They're so fucking over. I can't wait to see their match against Team 3D in Detroit. Let's see. I can't think of anything else really. Monday Night Raw, the whole, thing with the jerseys and stuff like that was just annoying the hell out of me, where the theme was the NBA. I understand why and all that stuff, and it works. But I hope they really never mention it again after last Monday. It looked so retarded, but I don't know. That's just my thought. But the rest of Raw was pretty good for me. Looking forward to next week as well, and more build up for Extreme Rules. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do to explain Kennedy's absence. I have a feeling Randy Orton is going to address it to get some heat from the crowd. But we'll see. Mr. Platinum Man 1989. Ask me questions and I'll answer them.